I'm actually pretty surprised that Myriad let through, or sorry, yeah, that Myriad let through China. All things considered, especially with the current map pool we have, and we're starting off on Lipany, so China into Byzantines is kind of weird, but you can definitely see a Barbican rush here. Like I can see that happening.
You expect a Barbican rush? Really? I don't remember the last time I've seen one. Okay, let me rephrase this. Is this a Barbican rush if the berries are forward and only there?
Maybe.
Okay. I am a little concerned. But we'll see.
I mean, okay, yeah, no, this is like the worst Barbican spot. I mean, okay, it's a decent Barbican, but Anyways, game number 1 of this decider. The winner of this does go to the main event. Just so everybody is aware.
To be fair, the loser might still go to the main event for the offline qualifiers.
They might.
Or as a caster, depending on who you ask.
That also.
But I don't know. I'm very excited for this one. I actually haven't seen Myriad play Byzantines before. I admit, like, I don't see a lot of his games because he doesn't stream very much. At least not when I'm awake. But the little bit I've seen from him today and yesterday, I don't recall seeing Byzantines at all. So this is gonna be a little interesting. Do you expect to see the mythical cult build? Because we haven't seen it yet, but we keep talking about it.
The Gulp build.
Yeah, the Jiggly build.
No, I mean, it could happen. It works in certain scenarios. It could actually work in this game, to be fair. Like, it has pretty okay. I'm a little bit worried about it, mostly just to the fact that, like, okay, hey, China, they can just spam out a bunch of spares. You can go spare crossbow. It's pretty okay into Cataphract, all things considered, right? And you'll most likely get Keshik, so your pro scout is already there. And for Tuberly, who was asking demo stats at the same time, it is happening at the same time. It is going on over at Lash's stream, so it is in German. But I can, if you still want to watch it, I can recommend watching that stream. It's underscore or IX underscore Lash. So yeah, head over there. So far though, Baltune not going with any IO opening, which we have seen just more and more and more. So,
yeah,
no.
I haven't seen a single IO opening the entire day, so
Yeah,
this does not surprise me.
I mean, we don't have any China mains here, I think, so it's like you can't like go too hard into that. But there's a lot of nuances when it comes to the IO opening. When you want to go for Pro Scout, you just do the no IO opening. It's been so, I don't want to say solved in quotation mark, but it's so quick, and you don't expect any Dark Age aggression like Mongols or anything like that, where it's like, oh shoot, I actually need, I might not be able to get enough gold for my IO. And so yeah, we just see standard openings here, nothing special. Okay. The only thing I'm kind of looking at is like the berry spawns going forward for Myriad. Of course, he's going to be taking his first set of berries, but his second set of berries and his third and fourth, they're kind of far in the back as well. So he's pretty happy with that. And in terms of scouting as well, I think if Myriad does decide to go with some pro scouts as well, he's going to have a really hard time getting these deer in the back.
Yeah, I don't see Myriad going for pro scouts in the sense, like, with the goal of I want to get everything. I think he's going to go for pro scouts with the sense of I just want to deny what I can. Kind of similar to when you see English players go for pro scouts. It's not because they want the deer, it's just because they don't want their opponent to have it.
Yep.
Which does make sense, and especially in this matchup makes sense because, Lord knows you don't want to give China too many deer.
Yeah. So we do see a couple of things already. We see a barracks being dropped already. We see a lot of gold being floated, which, okay, I was scared for a second there, I'll admit, but it does go with the wheelbarrow, which is luckily what's going to be happening here. So no pro scouting going on at the same time. And so, yeah. Now, big question for me here is as well, like, are we just going to be playing Limitane into this pro scout? Are we going to be sitting on top over there? Are we going to be trying to at least get out on the map a little bit? Like, are we going with longbows? Which I think is the correct option when you play against China. You just want to get those longbows because eventually China wants to be going into spear crossbow. So you have those longbows just ready.
No,
And
I completely agree. I do want to point out that one thing we have seen a lot of today is we have seen a lot of horseman limitane or horseman spearman play, where the like that 5% speed reduction when carrying a carcass has actually come up a fair bit and has resulted in a lot more spearmen catching scouts than you would see more like last week during the EGC event. So I'm kind of expecting, since it is Byzantines and you do get oil, I am expecting like the Limitane longwoman kind of play, but I'm expecting that to be fairly aggressive as a way to keep pro scouts down.
I mean, we could certainly go for a tri-comp. We do see Baltune now dropping down the archer range as well, right? So he will eventually be going into horseman archers, and it's a pretty decent option. But we do have a start here with coming in with some archers, because, well, step number one, we're not actually in Song Dynasty either. And so with this as well, like, archers is actually kind of good as China, because you can spam them out so quick, and a pretty decent mass will mass well quickly. And we do see Myriad here as well. He's going with the longbows. He is having these Limitane just patrolling back and forth in front of these deer packs. So one thing that Baltune can do if he's smart and has the awareness, he can actually come in from the bottom and take one back home. But the big problem with this is actually you can't shift click your scouts if you want to be doing that.
Oh, because they'll just take the path of least resistance back to the TC.
They will just take... You will be able... So what you can do is, like, you can shift-click a deer, and then you can shift-click another place. But it will be like, oh, no, I need to take my relic, or I need to take my scout home. And then it will go pick up this one, and then we'll walk all the way back to the second rally point.
Gotcha. Yeah, that is definitely a little bit of a problem. I am a little bit surprised that we aren't seeing... I don't know how to put this. We aren't seeing any aggression out of Myriad. Like, he's just protecting his deer packs to make sure they don't get pro scouted, but he's... we do have the one deer pack at the far end where it's like, yeah, he can't get that, but he didn't try to stop the other one. Although he actually is trying to stop this one.
I mean, weirdly enough, like, in my opinion, you should just kind of just wall off here, and then just, like, be like, okay, yeah, sure, this is my deer pack now, it's safe, and now you can just go out on it, because you're constantly going to having units being sent the direction he's sending them, right? So, we'll have to see a little bit. He has scouted pretty much all of the info. He sees the amount of archers now with his Limitane. So he knows that something is up, and honestly, with the amount of longbows you have right here, and with the Limitane shield wall, he could potentially be looking to take a fight, even though that is really, really dumb and risky.
Yeah, no, I definitely hope he's not trying to... I definitely hope he's not trying to be aggressive with the units that he does have.
Look at this, look at this. He's taking a scout, baiting away the two Limitane.
Oh, that's so clever. Baltune, you madman. I love it. Okay, one of the... Oh, Longwoman caught him out.
Nice try.
I mean, it was a quality attempt, Definitely something that could have bore fruit.
So, but yeah, like, okay, so let's talk a little bit of the current game state, though, at least. So Grand Winery was placed down, so we have gotten the entire first berry pack used up. We have gotten all of that juicy oil, so we do have a second batch of longbows coming in as well now. And this is kind of where it's like, we're at a very awkward position, because Myriad has moved all the way in front. He did get the house upgrade, so he does have a lot of vision. He doesn't have anywhere safe though, and you can kind of see him going on here, right? He's like scouting. Should even potentially see that he does actually as well. But the amount of archers that Baltune has right now is a little bit overwhelming for what he wants to. And you can see here the Limitani needs to be exceptionally careful. Scout's just going to be tanking in a couple of shots here. And this could be okay for Myriad, potentially, if he's able to get a lot of damage going on here without losing too many longbows.
Yeah, just trying to kite backwards with the longbowmen and get the horsemen under TC range, so that way the TC can help clean them up. But the Limitane are pretty... the Limitane have been pretty much taken out. The only ones that remain are the ones that came out of the barracks during that fight. So...
I mean, it's still good. He only lost 2 longbows, right? And he was able to cut it out properly. Didn't lose any villagers either. Did spot how much Myriad was on gold, though, and looking at how much he still has on gold, what his upgrades are looking at, I think he might be looking to go for Castle here.
No, I completely agree. And, you know, yeah, we do see, as you're highlighting, the Barbican of the Sun, so we are going to see a Song Dynasty start up here for Baltune. So... you know, he's got a little bit of an eco lead, and it's just going to continue to grow, and the oil is just going to have to try and make up for it as much as possible. But I think the longer the game goes, the worse that gets for Myriad.
I mean, funnily enough, like, he's also going Song while going Castle at the same time here, so it's kind of... that's Chinese eco in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. But we do see the Golden Horn Tower, so the... No Cistern of the First Hill today, it does appear to be.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can very, very quickly, like, spot out, like, okay, yeah, it's not going to be Cistern by the fact that, like, you're going longbows. I've tried going gold longbows before, and it does not work whatsoever.
That sounds hilarious, and not like in a good way for you.
Yeah. It's not fun. Limitani gonna be picked up a little bit. It's going to be able to at least hold this. Nah, he's not going to be able to hold this, I think. I think there's a little bit too much going on here, and Myriad is not producing units either. Not all of the longbows are out here. He does spot the Cistern going up as well, so he knows that this is a priority area for Myriad to actually be fighting.
Yep, but we have one age up starting, and then shortly, in about 15 seconds, Baltune will also age up as well, so we're going to have a pretty equal tech advantage here. But we are about to hit, more importantly, we're going to hit veteran seat with those longbowmen very, very soon.
Yeah. And veteran seat, Jesus. It's starting to become a little bit scary now as well, right? Because you got to remember as well, you get these free units from the Golden Horn Tower. Baltune needs to be careful not to be losing too much while he's teching up as well. He does have the IO, so he can produce quicker, but he also needs to be careful with these knights that he is able to get a decent knight pass before moving out. He does have double, maybe even triple? Does he have triple stable producing knights here as well, actually? So he wants to be go heavy into this. And this is scary for Myriad, considering he has not scouted this out, and he's making like Rankins instead of Limitane, which is what he actually needs to be countering these knights.
Yeah, this is very, very, very unfortunate, and I'm kind of surprised that Myriad is making this mistake, since, you know, he has seen the stables. He should know that, you know, when your opponent has stables, as soon as they get castle age, you should at least expect lancers.
Yeah, but you can see now he saw a lancer, and he was like, okay, yeah, there's something going up now, so he has queued a bunch more of Limitane. Main issue for me though is actually the fact that he hasn't queued, or he doesn't have the veterancy queued for it. Might be somewhere far back in the queue, but needs to be careful now. This fight could be a little bit scary though, but could go pretty well if it's able to take down these archers. And the front line with his Limitane is able to stay alive, so these... oh my gosh. The damage here, he doesn't have... oh, Myriad does have +2 range damage, while Baltune doesn't have the +2 ranged armor. These knights, they're actually taking a bit of damage before... they're taking a lot of damage here.
I am not used to seeing knights take that much damage from longbowmen. It is rather impressive to see, but, you know, we are getting a fair few shots. We are getting a lot of shots thrown in there, and the Varangian might not be ideal for this situation, but with the amount of damage that the Longbow are able to put out with +2 range damage, they are holding the line to let the actual damage unit deal the damage it needs to deal.
Yeah, and you can see here as well, right? Like the longbow count, I think maybe he's lost 5 in total this entire game. I don't want to say 10 because that seems like way too much he's losing, but he might actually be losing a little bit more now if he's not microing this battle properly. And you can see here Baltune is kind of not microing, right? He's not taking the archers onto the longbows, which is what he needs to do, but Myriad is doing that in return, so that means the mass that Baltune is building is not working out for him.
No, you are completely correct. These longbowmen have just put in so much work this entire game, and really does go to show how good that unit is when even without like network of citadels or anything like that, it's just owning a game. Like, it's really running the entire course of this first match with how much damage that they're doing.
Yeah, and now still one problem I think that Myriad has a little bit here, though, is actually the fact that it doesn't have a big front line. We do see Baltune is now massing up a couple of crossbows. Stop for a little bit as he's making these nesting bees. Should be supervising that one out, in my opinion. Just so he can get it out quicker, and might actually be housed here if this village actually goes down.
Oh, wow, yeah. I always forget how much...
It's insane, it's 40.
I always forget it's 40. I always think it's 30 for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually not how much you get out of it.
Look at this. Like, this is a knight with +2 ranged armor. Like, Longbows just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, they were getting 3-shot there. But the first nest of bees is out, and hopefully that's going to be able to make a difference. But even as I say that, Baltune is getting a lot of raids, and he has actually picked up, 3 villager kills, which are pretty important to the course of the way this game is going. But at the same time, Myriad is also getting a couple as well.
Yeah, he's been able to get a couple, but remember Song Dynasty.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's pretty decent. Gold has run out for him, though. I think actually that was for Baltune, in fact. So he does drop a second TC, surprisingly. Kind of just, I guess he just wants to, get an eco lead, get that building. Gold villagers for Myriad is just running wild here, though, because there's nothing in back here for Myriad to actually be fighting this. Finally gets some units, but does lose a villager for it. Needs to full wall this.
Yeah, that Lancer caused a lot of idle time, and got several kills as well, which is really quite ridiculous. But I think that Baltune feels like he hasn't gotten as many villager kills as he has, and I think he feels like he lost more villagers than he actually has, and that's why he's going for the TC. Is he thinks he's behind when he's not on the villager count.
Yeah, that is a good potential reason as to why he's dropping this TC. It also is like, okay, yeah, I have this resources, might as well, right? And he needs to bunker up, he needs to just be turtling a little bit now, and having 2 TC in Siege kind of is a great way of doing that. And remember, he's on 2.6 TCs, I think is the number, because of Song Dynasty.
2.5.
No. Is it 2.6?
It's 2.5. Or wait, no. If he's on 2 TCs, he's on the equivalent of 3, because it's a 1.5 multiplier. I'm looking this up.
I thought it was 30%.
No, it's 50%.
No, it used to be. Anyways, Myriad now building up a pretty deadly mass. Baltune not doing the same. He is slowly running out of food. I was right.
It is 33%. When did that change?
It's like season 4, season 5.
This shouldn't exist. My hatred of China is very well documented.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
happy
let's
to see Myriad win.
Don't be careful how you phrase that.
I am happy to see Byzantines win against China, and only in this circumstance. Otherwise, I would rather they not win.
That's fair enough.
Because oil is the only thing close to as ridiculous as Song Dynasty, and as ridiculous as Nest of Bees.
Yeah, that's fair. But Myriad now with 45 longbows, half of them he hasn't paid for, 1 relic sitting in Baltune space, 4 sitting in Myriads. Siege is starting to build up a little bit for Baltune here. And we saw Myriad try to trade out a little bit of the longbows for those siege, knowing that that actually might be a problem soon. But so far we just have a couple of chiropractors torching down the base.
Chiropractors. Yeah, it's. I mean, if these nested bees are able to get really good shots on the longbowmen, like they can take them out then, but they're just not able to get those good shots, especially with the Varangian Guard running at them. Oh, never mind. That's a fair good set of shots right there, followed up by not okay. That second volley wasn't nearly as good, but no, this is looking pretty rough here for Baltune, you know, like sacred site victory is approaching, you know, 9 minutes out on that. The initial TC for Baltune is getting burned down by the Kuro Siphon, and the Nest of Bees are trying to do their best, but there is only so much work that unit can really manage to do.
Yeah, nice shots coming in here as well for the Nest of Bees. Taking a pretty good fight here, though, as these longbows just not able to take down too much here. But the repair as well is really, really strong. Needs to be careful not to be losing these very expensive Nest of Bees. And we can see the Palace Guard spam starting a little bit, and farms in the back as well has started pretty damn well, too.
Yeah, that is one thing that we haven't really touched on is Myriad has been getting a lot of gold that he's not using, but his food economy is just not getting him what he needs right now. I don't think he has a full farm transition, which is unfortunately what he just needs to make right now. Oh,
Yeah,
what are those villagers doing?
Yeah, I don't know, but like I'm more concerned about what the Nest of Bees are doing, because they're not doing a whole lot, it seems like.
I think they died.
Yeah.
You
Good ranged unit counter, by the way.
You can't do a lot when you're dead. Yeah.
And honestly, at this rate, it seems like we almost might get a landmark snipe here going on. And the good hope, like the hope that Baltune has, is the fact that his eco is quite booming, right? He has 84 villagers. Obviously, you can't see this number on top because we have God Vision. But
I mean, that 84 villagers doesn't matter when 32 of it is idle, which is the big issue that we're looking at. Because he can't make... He doesn't have a safe wood line, so he's not able to get wood, which means he's not able to, like, get farms, which...
I mean, he has wood in the back. He has managed to sneak a little bit out, and remember as well, right? There is the Imperial Palace, so we do know what is going on in the back of Myriad's base here. We do have a single light and a single HP.
Hey, that man is Don Quixote tilting against the windmills, okay? And he's gonna try his best to...
Is that an anime reference I don't get?
Do you not know who Don Quixote is?
No.
Okay, I'm just...
The world doesn't revolve around the US.
It's a Spanish book.
The world doesn't around... Well, the world doesn't revolve around the Spanish.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's... Yeah, no, the... Okay. Anyway,
TC getting dropped for Baltune.
You don't know who Don Quixote is? You've never heard of that book?
No.
You're not pulling my leg?
No.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, see,
Anyway.
type your nose. I'm super young, so I don't know. The only reason I know To Kill a Mockingbird is because popular media.
I mean, yeah, but like that one I could understand since that's a very US-centric book. Don Quixote is like as old as Count of Monte Cristo. Like that book's like 300 years old. It's one of the like great classics. You are pulling my leg, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely sorry. I don't know either of these moves.
Oh my god. Chat, I'm very sad right now. Anyway, the Kira Siphons are starting to work on the Imperial Palace, and our one knight didn't get nearly enough damage done to be able to save this game. And at this point, Myriad, well, you know, Myriad is just able to slow roll this game until such time as he has to take a fight, but he doesn't feel he's not in a position where he actually has to take that fight, and Baltune is not in a position where he feels like he can take the fight. So eventually these Kira Siphons are gonna force an issue. Myriad does see this massive granary transition, so he does realize that, hey, wait a minute, we do have a problem here.
I mean, food's not going to be an issue for Baltune, right? Like that's not the case. It's literally every other thing that he needs, right? Which is gold, it is wood, it's actually having time, which is a main issue as well. Palace Guard spam, though, has been working out pretty well so far, but the problem as well is 40 longbows is on the field, more Kira Siphons, is able to just take down the backline of Baltune, which is what actually is dealing some damage. As Palace Guards, they're not going to be able to handle all of this. Is able to take out a little bit here as well, but slowly but surely I think Baltune's just going to be running out of pretty much everything in this base.
Yeah, and I really did think for a moment there that, you know, maybe there was enough for Baltune to be able to, since he was, you know, fighting underneath a loaded up
hold on.
he might have had a chance.
I haven't realized this. Myriad, what the hell are you doing, brother?
Oh, I pointed that out like 2 minutes ago when it was at 3,000.
I know.
Yeah, he has 4 relics and 3 sacred sites, and he's still mining gold.
Yeah, but the thing is, these aren't generating gold, right?
Well, he has 1 relic that's generating gold and 3 sacred sites.
And how many does he have in gold? 14. I mean, this is where you're just like, okay, yeah, let me just buy food. Like this is a...
Oh yeah, no, like, Ruse players will run into this all the time where they just like, oh yeah, you know, between hunting cabins and relics and the high trade house, you're just like, oh, I just have too much gold, passive gold, I need to just buy food.
Yeah.
Like, shift A. Oh.
Shift A. Oh yeah, 5 food, yeah.
Yeah.
Another fight is going to be starting. Barbican, TC is going to be help shooting a little bit, but a lot of this is actually taking damage while burning from the Kira Siphons here. So a lot of frontline is actually getting taken down by fire, which is not something you see very often. Backline as well, longbows, crossbowman, Varangian guards, just everything that Myriad could possibly need right now. I do not see how Baltune will be making it out alive out this game.
The Barbican got barbecued there, guys. That's all. That is all I can say for that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that is a bit of a rough game one there for Baltune, but I think he definitely had a good early game. It just he didn't get nearly as much out of pro scouts as he might have, as I think he needed, and it also didn't help that. How do I put this? The
words.
Yes, with words. Like the early military advantage he had never led to anything, as we can like see on the graph, where it's like, yeah, he got a lot. You know, he had an advantage, but he just never accomplished anything with it, and eventually it just went all Myriad's way once. Specifically, it was specifically when the knights started dying to longbowmen because they didn't have +2 ranged armor.
Yeah,
like that's really where the turnaround point was when 20 longbowmen started killing knights repeatedly and quickly was when that match really like got flipped on its head.
I heard you will pay for all my milk in Hamburg. Kicker, if you want to be sitting at the LAN event drinking from a milk jug, I will pay for that milk. If you're getting chocolate milk, that's cheating.
I kind of want to make some hot cocoa. It's like really cold right now because we had a snowstorm yesterday. And
No, it has to be plain milk kicker. It can't be strawberry milk. It can't be chocolate milk.
oh,
It can't be
what? And
banana milk. It's not. Milkshake does not count.
what the hell is banana milk?
It is exactly what you think it is. It's banana. It's milk that has banana flavor.
Okay, but like not actual banana.
No, actual banana.
Oh God. What? Banana
It's
milk?
yeah, like a banana milkshake.
Not a milkshake. Like but you meant like banana milk, like strawberry milk.
Yeah, strawberry milk, chocolate milk, and banana milk.
I've never heard of banana milk.
Yeah, it used to be a thing in Norway for a little bit. Don't worry too much about it.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, kicker. Actually, like genuinely, I'll see if we can get a milkshake blender or something going at the LAN, and then we can make milkshakes. Okay?
Okay, so chat. Apparently, the summary of Cow and I casting together is he is confused by Don Quixote, a book that is 400 years old, and I'm confused by banana milk. I think one of those is far more understandable than the other. Banana milk. Ugh. It's.
I mean, it's banana milkshake, but it's just not shaken.
The more you describe it, the worse it gets.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. Don't worry. Like there's, I'm not trying to justify it. I think it's disgusting too. But
okay. Anyway, by the way, we do have that. We do have those Dark Age spearmen that makes perfect sense, and we did see earlier today. I don't remember who. I don't remember what match. Oh, that matchup was versus China. It was HRE China is when we saw it earlier today. But yeah, no, this is an option. It is a good one. Especially with this map because it's so small. Getting but the gold is still the second gold is far away. This definitely makes sense.
yeah, and I mean that's the thing, right? Like if you look close here, like he could torch whatever you want to at this point, to be honest, and be like, okay, yeah, it works fine.
I am a little surprised that he's not just torching the pit mine itself.
There is a crucial thing here. Look at the house situation going on from Myriad right now. This is the thing you gotta realize, which is like, if you just count and do some basic arithmetic, you know that at this point in the game, you're not gonna have enough. You're gonna have too much for only 2 houses. You need at least 3 houses at this point as the Mali. And that's exactly what has happened, right? 2 houses is what you need right now. So he's housed there for a little bit, potentially even lost a villager. Most likely more, or like a half a villager. And I've actually seen, I actually remember Lucifer did this a couple of times when he was playing the Ottomans, which is actually a part of his build because it gave him some leeway. Was that as Ottomans, he would take and be a little bit more aggressive with one of the spearmen that would come out of the military school. And if he didn't get a villager kill, or if he like couldn't push a deer, or it wasn't in position, he would just delete it.
Oh, so it saved the population space?
It just saved the population space. Because there's no need to have the spearman that's not going to be able to do anything if it's just going to block you from a villager, because the villager is more important than a Dark Age spearman that in a potential matchup you won't even need.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, it's one thing if you're playing against French, but...
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, say you're like against, like, I mean, this is not, you shouldn't do it anyways because Ottomans versus English, but like versus English, you'd be like, okay, I can't do anything with my spearman. Okay, cool. Just delete it. Bye bye.
Yeah, no, I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's a very interesting concept, and not one that I had ever really given credence to. So no, it's very interesting to hear. I really appreciate that. I know we haven't actually talked about what's happening, but Myriad has probably spent 2 or 3 times the value of this house in trying to repair it.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can see how much he has on wood here, right? Like we can see this 50 wood from this one, 100 from this one. And that's a lot of idle time that Baltune is so happy with. Like this house Look at this. He's housed because he's just going up and he spent so much wood. He's not able to get a lumber camp. He's had to force build 3 houses just to try to save face. And you might be arguing like, yeah, he's slowly but surely winning the Dark Age fight. Sure.
Is he though?
But look at the left side. Look at what Baltune is doing. He's going up to feudal. And Myriad is not even close, and it's just... he's plopping down more houses, and you can start to see, like, okay, the better response to this kind of gameplay, drop 2 houses, drop a tower, and drop a gold mine, and just stick the one gold mining villager, stick it in the house when you can, and if it's needed, and then just use your scout as well. Because look at the amount of time that has been used here for nothing. Walking time. That's what Baltune is after. And look at this as well. Like, the investment that Myriad has to done. And this is also disregarding the Prelate being way too OP for Baltune. This is so worth it. And Baltune is a mile ahead of Myriad at this point. Given that Garrison is the...
a mile ahead with a very good Aachen, because, you know, it's getting wood and gold and like a little bit of sheep, because I've seen a fair few Aachens where it's just wood and like a little bit of sheep.
I mean, I don't want to be rude, but like that's a beginner mistake if you don't move your sheep to the side of the Aachen.
No, I mean it's getting like just the wood and the sheep. Like it's not getting gold and sheep is what I mean. Like we've seen a lot of Aachens where like the wood line and the gold line and the gold mine are like so far apart from each other that they may as well be in different they may as well be in a different game.
And look at this as well, right? We're going to be losing another house. Luckily, this isn't Mongols. 10 villagers spent on the age up. Yes, he's managed to age up now, but the destruction value is kind of what you got to look at here as well.
Yeah, it's... Oi. This is... Oh yeah, by the way, there's also early men-at-arms and an archer on the way.
Might as well.
I mean... Eventually, we'll see a Musafati, right?
I don't think so. That would be really silly. Sheep's still pretty okay for Myriad. Is going to be losing his scout, though. Is going to be losing... You're welcome, Myriad, for reverse cursing you. But yeah, now as well, like, this is, again, I want to reiterate my points.
This is just a giant waste of time.
This is why you tower.
Do you mean like this is why Myriad should have towered?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like, yeah, no, I agree. I can see the argument for that,
Oh no, he doesn't have the wood to drop a mill. Oh god, Myriad, this is a disaster. I'm sorry.
Just call the game, dude. Just call the game, man, and just say, you know what, we're gonna go to game 2. Or game 3. Like,
game
just...
3.
Don't waste your mental energy on this game.
I think you do. I still think you just spend the time actually playing this game out and just hope that Baltune could potentially make a mistake. Like, the best way I can describe Malians at times is literally it's a cockroach sieve.
Oh, I completely agree.
It doesn't need anything else. And his wood is still safe, right? Like, his wood has not been harassed. There was no villager rush that was like tower rush from Baltune that was attempted here. Could have been a really beautiful spot actually to be dropping a tower, which actually would have been possible in theory. You would have to be very careful though and not get taken out by the Donso range throw, but...
I mean, if you bring 2 villagers.
Yeah. Is it worth it?
I know.
Oh my god, Myriad. Myriad, why are you pro-scouting this, buddy? From which resources are you going to pro-scout?
I actually don't hate it.
The more I look at the... The more I look at the dare spawns is actually fine.
The big thing for me is Myriad was at one point at like 500 gold that he just couldn't spend because he had the pit mine and then the Montecore, and it's just like, just use your resources. Like,
yeah, but get your eco upgrades. Like that's what I would have wanted to see. I think potentially, like if this does go unspotted, this could potentially be a very good way of getting back into the game. But that's the key thing here, being unspotted. Like if you have if Baltune has a little bit of awareness, he did spot that this guy got upgraded to a warrior scout. So you can
fair.
he has to be thinking about it. The way Myriad is posturing with his army right now is telling him so much that he is trying to protect this spot on the map.
No, that's fair. I don't disagree. Yeah, no, I think just getting wheelbarrow, getting horticulture, getting double broadaxe would have been better. I think getting honestly, getting ranged armor would have been better too. Like that is also another thing that he can do.
Yeah, but for now though, Baltune has let up the gas just a little bit. He has actually wait. Oh yeah, Baltune pro scouted too. I'm sorry, I'm completely blind on this, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry. We've Cal, we have lowered the standards for today. That if you manage anything, we're gonna feel special. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, so
he's pro scouted and he's also got siege engineering. So we do have a ram incoming, which, hey, I mean he's got double the military count. May as well. Like, yeah, there's some javelins, but for those archers, but there's a lot of spearmen, and those spearmen don't have counters right now.
yeah. And this is well, right? Trying to see if there's anything going on here. A little bit of the army that Myriad has is actually moved out on the side to protect the scouts. Fight's going to be going in here as well, though. Jab number is not looking too hot as well. They're diving a little bit too deep here, Baltune, but is able to shut down that tower attempt that was going up. And now there's no melee units here either, actually, so this ram should be able to get a couple of houses, in fact.
The good news here is Myriad is not going to get housed again.
Hooray.
I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can for the guy. As much as Malians is a cockroach sieve, this is a very rough way to lose a game. I do feel for him.
It's a very slow burn, and
I
you know,
Baltune. I think it's a. Go ahead.
Baltune has gotten 2 dare packs, right?
Yeah. He's
And
probably
that
gotten a little bit more than 2. I think he's gotten one. I think he's gotten a little bit out of one of Myriad's deer packs.
Nah, I doubt it. I need to make a pro scout counter.
No,
Give me a
you
week.
don't. No, you don't.
But yeah, now, like, Baltune is just not letting up, right? Like, he is just going to keep on fighting. Myriad's eventually going to be running out. He has not started with the cows. He has not started with any farms. Baltune has.
Yeah. Baltune is almost in castle. He is 65 gold away. 51 gold away. Yeah. And I know you described this match as being like a slow burn, but the thing is I think that the match was over at minute 4, and the body doesn't know that it's dead. Like, is what this feels like. And for me, that's what makes it really frustrating is I don't think Myriad realizes just how far behind he is, and I think he will once he sees the castle go up.
Oh yeah, I think the castle's gonna pop. The Rams actually are out here doing a lot, actually, which is really, really nice, diverting the army. No melee units for Myriad to actually be defending it, except for a couple of scouts. And yeah, when the castle hits, I would be very surprised if it's even staying in the game for a little more than 5 seconds.
Yeah. It is, yeah, and that's the thing is, it's just like, I feel like Myriad at no point realized how far behind he was, because he's like, oh, I got my pro scouts, so like that should like keep me in the game because I'm gonna have safe food for a very long time. And it's just like, no, buddy, like that's not what happened. Is you are not the only one who pro scouted. Oh, some of your deer did get stolen as well, and you know you're in trouble. So agent comes up. Are we gonna see it past the 15-minute mark? I don't think we are, but Myriad appears to be very, very stubborn in how he is playing this game out.
I mean, you could try for a little bit, right? I think once the once the knights and the man-at-arm count actually starts hitting something, we'll be in a little bit more trouble. But honestly, again, right, with the cockroaching, it's not too bad actually.
I mean,
But yeah, Baltune is pulling back just a little bit now. He just wants to be getting these upgrades in. He doesn't want to take a stupid fight here because he doesn't know the army count of Myriad. 25 jabs, 26 jabs. It's a pretty scary count, and you actually don't know too well how Myriad is doing, because Baltune never properly actually scouted what is going on in the back of Myriad's base, so he doesn't know if there's a full cow boom, if the cow boom has just started. He doesn't at least know that a second pit mine was taken out.
yeah, and where is? Oh wow! Like I'm looking at the map to try and find Myriad's third pit mine, and it's a ways out. It's a little bit north of where the camera's at. Like he's not gonna be able to get that resource anytime soon. And we have this fight starting up here with these HRE archers just going to town, taking pot shots and killing. Like they're killing javelins. There's so many of them, which is not something you want to be seeing happen. And the knights show up, and the knights are going to start killing javelins too. Actually, never mind. The javelins killed the knights.
Oh yeah, the javelins are doing pretty okay in mass. Like, I surprisingly actually would have liked to see monster jabs, but
I mean, we're not in Castle Age, so we can't have those.
yeah, maybe. Chocolat actually is asking if Demi already played. If you go to Lash's stream, if you just go to the Age of Empires category, Lash is actually streaming that set right now, going on as well in parallel.
He is streaming in German, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine. You understand him being hype. But
that
yeah,
is
now,
true.
But yeah, now +2 ranged armor is going to be coming in as well. Spamming archers now as well, going to be pretty okay against these jabs, all things considered. You can actually see what's going in the back of the base here as well. 3 relics, soon to be the count for Baltune.
Yeah, this is a little bit rough here.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Myriad actually moved out a little bit too far. He's not able to stand back and just do nothing. And now, yeah, the knights here should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, we're at a point where the amount of knights is it has hit critical mass.
Yeah,
is really the only way to.
I mean, I wouldn't even say critical mass. It was 4 knights.
It was 9.
It was 4 on the front lines.
Okay, fair. Anyway, yeah, Myriad finally says, "You know what? Enough is enough. We are good with we are good with where we're at," and calls the game. So it is 1-1, which I am personally quite happy for.
But for me, it's actually really, really rough because I don't know who I want to win this, and I'm actually quite happy.
I mean, so that's fair, and I am a Myriad fan, so I lean towards wanting him to win, but like I also like Baltune, so I don't know. I just want good games. That's all I want. I want like a 4-game series, possibly even 5, just so you know we can be here forever.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm actually. There is a small part of me that's like, go Chamber of Commerce, Baltune.
I don't need to spit up my monster. Please don't do that to me.
Go Chamber of Commerce. Because the funny thing with Chamber of Commerce is that you can actually still have a really good timing on Pro Scouts.
True. Counterpoint, you're going to die to the Knights.
No. Not necessarily.
Yes. I think you died in
Not necessarily.
Okay, I mean, not necessarily, but probably.
Necessarily, though, I think you should be going to scout here. Both of these players, especially Baltune. Because... Cow, can you tell a joke? Yes, I can talk about your life if you want to.
Cow. Be nice.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, one thing
Also,
I actually...
real quick, if you want to talk about jokes, we can talk about Dragavan's game earlier today.
Oh yeah,
that we
no.
cast
let's not go through that. Anyways, but yeah, so one thing that a lot of people know about French is that they produce villagers faster.
People don't know that?
They do know that.
Okay.
But the wording on that is actually a little bit bad because that's not the truth.
What is the truth?
French TCs work faster, which also means that their scout produces faster and textiles is faster.
Okay, hold on. Go click a hunting cabin.
20 seconds. 23.
Okay, so I saw this earlier today. Because I was like, why does it say 20 seconds for a scout? That seems weird. Did they change? I remember that they increased the time, but I didn't think they increased it by that much.
Yep.
Huh. Okay, so why is this information relevant? It's interesting,
because
I'll give you that.
On Gorge, the way sheep spawn works, especially on EGC Gorge, and this is like secret information almost, because I'm a map nerd.
Secret information for you, me, and the 323 people watching this and whoever
Precisely.
watches the VOD. Okay.
Gorge spawns with all the sheep in a line on the map, on the sides, on the actual hill. So that means...
Wait, is that only EGC or is that regular? Because I know in regular
Gorge as well.
Center. No,
I mean, on regular Gorge, like on Gorge in general, there's a chance to have a sheep in the middle.
Okay. It always felt like
it's not guaranteed. Okay. But yeah, so in general, on this map, and especially against Rus, who you know are going to scout, and as French, because your scout is faster, and because French has faster villagers, going to scouts on this map, especially, it's not that bad of an idea.
Oh, I completely agree.
And you're going pro scout anyway, so you're going to make that second scout too.
No, I completely agree. I think that 2 scout is actually underrated, and I think that a lot of civs should be, or a lot of people should be doing it when they don't. And French in general is one of them because, again, the core idea of the French civ, is that you want to deny. If you take away your opponent's sheep, then that forces them out on like berries and unsafe food, and then you're able to punish them with knights. Admittedly, that doesn't work as well when pro scouts is a thing. But I think when pro scouts is not a thing, I definitely think you should be doing two scout as French. But
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just an idea to be brought up. It's and we actually have Prairie in the map pool as well right now too, so we should be able to see more and more 2TC builds, more strategies around 2TC actually be popping up. And yeah, we can actually see Myriad. He has a third scout, so out and about lurking and kind of just chilling and pushing these deer in.
Yeah, no, it's looking pretty good. The first night is up. We did not see the Chamber of Commerce. I am sorry.
Hooray.
I know you are devastated. And so here is my follow-up question, okay? Do you think that Myriad should be trying to pro scout this deer pack that he is clumping, or when pro scouts is about close to finish, he should run to the other side of the map and steal one of Baltune's?
Depends how quick or how far this is pushed in. Because, like, in theory, with all of them clumped up like this right now, it's not out of the question to just like send one scout to just do this. And you can actually see he's actually adding a scout now. Because if you push this even like remotely close, like if you push this like somewhat close, or if you add a barracks, that's also a pretty good option. If you just kill all of these in one spot, and then you just have a single spear, or maybe even two, you can pretty easily defend this. But yeah, you can see him, he's doing a fantastic job at pushing this. This is... And yeah, you can see this. Pro Scout pops in, sends 2 scouts over, kills the rest.
Yeah, this is the
Kills
thing
the rest.
that like
kills the rest. Okay, please go on.
This is like watching like pro players and like the high level players manage their deer packs like this and then slightly ruin them. To me, it's just the most like mind-boggling thing, because like I sit there and I try to get a deer pack and I'm just like, accidentally micro the scout into the middle of it and they all scatter and it's just like I just reverse like 3 minutes of effort. Like, yeah, that's what happens when I try to do it.
So, do you know how scout behavior works?
Not really.
You're gonna be seeing it, and you see it already. They're gonna be walking back to their original distance, like their original spots.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually see like a lot of this dare pushing was just like for nothing.
Yeah, because they weren't killed.
Yeah, and you can see like these guys. So basically how it works is they wander for a little bit of a direction, or they wander for a bit, stop, and then they're gonna start wandering again at a random interval, and then they're gonna be trying to. It's kind of weird how it works, but they're going to be trying to get back home to their original spot that they spawned in.
Right.
At the same time, they're going to be wandering around in a circle. And there's some biases going on and so on and so forth. Point is, they will go back to their home spot.
Okay. I will say this is definitely going... I feel like this is going better for Myriad than it is for Baltune.
Dustloop database, but it's cows for ideas. Yeah. I wish.
What is Dustloop database?
Don't worry too much about it.
I'm too late.
But yeah, actually, you're gonna... One of the things I used to do before Age of Empires was actually decompiling Minecraft. So I have a little bit too much Minecraft knowledge.
He does. He's told me about it, and then I just like start crying. Because it's like eldritch knowledge where I start to comprehend something that should not be comprehensible.
So yeah.
Sorry. Did you understand the eldritch knowledge reference, or was that a literary reference?
No,
that was just
no,
like
no.
too American for you?
That was fine. That was fine.
Okay, I didn't know, because that was actually an American author, so I didn't know if that was just too much for you.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Is Pike Preston Pro Scout out of the nerf? So yes,
It was
they
faster
are
beforehand, but not by enough. But yeah, I think that this is overall probably slightly favoring Myriad.
I don't know. It favors Baltune by so much because of the knights.
Sure. I mean, yeah, like, because 8 knights is basically the equivalent of the Castle Age, I guess.
Yeah.
So, like, that's fair.
Oh no! Oh no!
Never mind. Baltune's winning.
Ow! Ow!
So, who do you think we're going to see in Game 4?
Ow! This hurts.
This is 5 dead so far? 6?
7.
Okay, I mean, it's
Might
only
lose
7.
a single knight? Oh my god. This guy's gonna kill it. No! Baltune! That was not worth it! Oh my god. Alright. But yeah, here's the thing as well, right? Myriad was quite aggro on actually getting this up. He's still building a couple of archer ranges, so he just has a single horse archer in queue.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of I don't know how he gets back into this game without killing like 12 villagers. I actually think it has to
I
be
mean,
to kill
in a
12
minute, this is
villagers.
going to be 13 that he needs to kill.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, so the way Myriad can get back into this game is if he gets 3 relics, which is technically possible, and I said technically, not actually.
Did Bolton try to steal the high trade house there? I respect it. It's a really good distraction for both players and casters, because this is really, really good raid.
Yeah, okay, so he needs to kill like 15 now.
Ticket count? Ugh.
I mean, he doesn't have anything to spend on the tickets. Yeah, so, I think that the only way Myriad gets back is if he kills like 10 villagers and gets 3 relics. Probably 4.
Yeah, this is looking really solid so far, at least, and for the time being, like, this is like so heavily Baltune favored. It's really weird. Like, I just think it's like so heavily Baltune favored just because of the knight advantage, right? He has Guildhall now. Arblet 3 is going to be out on the field, and that does not feel very good for the horse archers.
No, I completely agree, and this actually kind of harkens back to what I had said at the start of the game when we were loading in of like knight only, like knight scout. And I think if we had seen that, then I think this goes better for Myriad. But yeah, that was also, to be fair, to be perfectly fair to Myriad, if Baltune doesn't see the villagers on the high trade house, if it just finishes 5 seconds earlier, you know, this is a completely different game because he doesn't lose the 7 vills there. Then, so like let's not pretend like this is just like there are a couple things where Baltune did get lucky and Myriad got unlucky, depending on how you want to look at it. But just coming back from this position is going to be extremely hard. And the only way I can really see Myriad being able to do it is if he's able to get his horse archer mass up to a point where he is able to just swoop in and start one-shotting villagers and is able to catch out some villagers on the next gold mine that Baltune goes for.
Yeah, it is a potential issue, right? It's a potential way for Myriad to actually be able to get out, right? We just heard the gold mine running out. What Baltune could potentially do as well, it's a very greedy play, is actually you can just send all of your vills that you had on gold, send them over to stone, and get a keep up in the right corner, or in the bottom corner, because it's a really strong corner to actually be able to take as well, right?
Oh, I completely agree, yeah. 2 gold mines, like, what's not to like? But even as we say this, we kind of have a little bit of a skirmish here that is certainly favoring one of the players, and it is the player in yellow who is doing the best here. Admittedly, Saints Blessing getting on the horse archers was, a nice touch, but it's not enough to save this army or save this fight, and I think the horse archers are going to wipe, and then once they're gone, like, what is Myriad supposed to be doing? Admittedly, he does have 2 warrior monks, so, like, he'll have a relic advantage, I guess. Like, he's at 3?
He's at 3, should potentially be able to get 4 as well, considering where the last relic is, right? The main issue I have right now is Myriad is actually going into spear crossbow. And crossbow versus arbalistry is not a match, like, it's not a fight you want to do. It's not a fight you want to take.
No, it's not, but it's also the fight he has to take. Because he doesn't have a stables to get horsemen. And going spear horseman is probably the best option here, but he doesn't have that infrastructure. He has the infrastructure for archery ranges. Because he was set up around horse archers, and like that just hasn't worked out. So you know, you're working with what you got, and what you got isn't a whole lot here. You know, you're down 17 villagers in this matchup, which is not what you want. 4 relics does help, but it only helps so much. And we do see a keep for Baltune. It's not where we had said we wanted to see it, but it makes sense because, you know, French gets bonus from their production based on where their keeps are.
Yep. And it's going to be great, right? One of the main issues right now is the crossbow master Myriad has been building, and Baltune has been doing this for quite a while now, where he's actually been building horsemen, right? 18 horsemen up now, and 7 arbaletiers in the back. Yes, a couple of warrior monks should be helping out a little bit on the front line, with both Saint's Blessing and the fact that they actually don't like have a heavy tag. Unironically, I sometimes feel like if you're floating a lot of gold, you might as well just make that as a pretty decent front line.
No, I completely agree. It's I personally think that warrior monks are overcosted. Like, I think that they need to be brought down a little bit, but doing that kind of reduces the value of whatever Abbey of the Trinity.
Also, I just want to mention Myriad has finally started mining gold.
Okay, well, I mean, it's something for his villagers to do as the others die. 16 villagers down. He is down 25 villagers. 16 minutes into the game.
Second TC has gone up for Baltune as well. Remember, French has a bonus. And I don't know, since you don't play French that much. French actually has a bonus where the keeps actually cost less.
Yeah. Yeah, because they cost less, so that way you are able to get both a keep and a TC out of a small stone bin.
Totally balanced.
I mean, to be fair, when that was implemented, French was considered the worst civ in the game.
It never was. Always has been the best civ in the game.
Okay, buddy.
So
chat. This is the same guy who tried to tell me that French was a counter to JD when JD launched.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that was ever the case either. But anyway, we have 13 Arbitrier on the field, and I don't know about you, but I think Arbitrier pretty much kills everything.
I don't know about you, but I feel like Imperial is on the horizon very, very shortly here.
Oh, I would agree. Yeah, we are probably going to see a pretty quick one.
Second TZ has been dropped from Myriad as well. Probably spent those Golden Gate tickets on a little bit of stone. Indeed. Got a lot of food as well here. So, I need Baltune to make siege right now.
I need Myriad to find a food source because he's at 270 a minute.
Yeah, so high trade house, it's infinite deer that he isn't collecting.
Well, the last time he tried to collect the deer, he got murdered. So, I mean, I think he's also on the boar right now on the right-hand side.
Yep.
So, yeah, his food per minute just jumped up because he just got the first round out of that.
Yeah, the main consideration I have right now is Baltune, right? Like, it should have all of the upgrades, and it does indeed have the upgrade. Campus an upgrade. The main worry I have is he is going to be going for this raid. He's going to be killing a lot of eco. He should be seeing this right now. He sees the entire army, and this is a perfect time for him to swoop in and actually do some damage.
And I think Myriad realized that because he is backing up as quickly as possible. But, Baltune, what are you doing?
Just go for it. Go for it.
Charge with the Rohirrim. Or, you know, pick any...
Just,
okay.
Yep, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, great dive coming in as well. Just setting Myriad so much further behind. Knows exactly what is going on with Myriad right now. He's desperate, going for 2 TCs, splitting up the Knights and Horsemen, sending some to the High Trade House and some to the boar he knows is up here.
To be fair, or not to be fair, but thankfully for Myriad,
He never spotted the boar.
What?
He never spotted the villagers on the board. He should be able to get a drive-by out here on this.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, good thing for Myriad is he does have the wooden fortress, and his army is close enough that he can, in theory, Myriad, you are a madman.
Oh my god, Myriad, you need to be careful here now. Some of these spearmen, most of the spearmen actually splitting up over to the side here on the front line, which means that these Arbaltrias is just kiting all on their own. They should not be taking too much damage either because of that 5 melee damage that they actually have, and they is able to take down a little bit. Gates on the wrong side of this, so might be losing a couple of horsemen in this transition moving over, because the wall has not finished early, unless he moves back out. Red Palace as well, being popped as well. Straight on the top side there, on the top side, sacred side. Now we need to be a little bit careful here, though. Needs to be careful on how you micro this when exactly Pavis has been deployed, but I don't think it's active anymore.
No, they moved. Pavis was deployed when they're on the other side of the wall, but I don't think it doesn't matter. The horsemen are heading back into Myriad's base, and to point this out, the Red Palace hasn't. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if he did see it, he can't stop it. But Myriad does have half the villager count of Baltune.
Yeah, and look at the farm setup that's going on as well behind this for Baltune. It's just so insanely far ahead. I wouldn't actually be surprised if we started seeing trade as well from Baltune just to cement his actual lead here even further.
I think trade from Baltune would be I don't know the word, like,
stupid,
unnecessary. Gratuitous?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Imp now has been hit up. Horseman losing some damage. Arbaltrias is the first thing to get upgraded. Doesn't have any other unit on the field almost, so there's no point in getting any other upgrade. And now Myriad, I think he needs to be scrambling just a little bit. I haven't realized how much gold he has. Once again, by the way.
This set is so silly.
Has he, like...
No, he's on 4 relics and 2 sacred sites.
Oh my god.
Like, he's on 4 relics, 2 sacred sites. He has a high trade house, and then the high trade house is giving him money because he's getting food, because he's getting gear from it. Well, okay, he at one point had villagers on the high trade house, but...
I mean, 6 deer here in the back, 7.
7
So, like, you're a pro scout, at least bringing them back home, man. Another raid's going to be happening here. Elite upgrades is going to be soon kicking in. At that point, you might as well just take Myriad's army heads on the front line. It's not going to be doing a whole lot, to be honest.
Yeah, oh god, like, elite arbitrary with the crossbow stirrup upgrade is honestly, at that point I think that you can delete everything that's not an arbitrary and Baltune still wins.
I mean, he's just using these to bait around the army, right? You can see here Myriad has like taken his entire all-army hotkey. Arbaltria is fighting a mining camp, though. Mining camp looks like they might be winning. High armory actually be popping up, and I feel like that's a mistake almost, because Baskaya Tower is almost a necessity at this point.
The problem is where do you put a Baskaya Tower? Because
literally anywhere.
I mean, I guess, but the problem is anywhere you want to put it, it's just going to get murdered.
You need to do something. You need to throw away some bills for a little bit of safety here. Arbaltria is going to be moving out. These is going to be popped as well, and honestly, I do not see... Look at how much damage. Just focus on one. Just focus on one that has taking some damage. And then just see how slow it's taken down. It's absolutely insane how much health, effective health, I should rather be saying, that these guys have. And French, it's just such a strong late game civ. It's absolutely insane with Pavis and every upgrade.
Oh no, I completely agree. Like, I think French is a little bit nuts, to be perfectly honest, and this game is rough. Like, we're at a point where Baltune has more economy than the total
Yes.
population of Myriad by almost double. And I think that kind of just tells you all you need to know about how this game is going. So
Yeah, this is rough. This is very opposite of the Coastal Cliffs game.
yeah, this is this has been two very rough back-to-back matches for Myriad, and I don't want to say that it how do I put this? I don't want to say that he is like mentally out of it, but it definitely feels like after a couple of games like that, like I don't blame anyone who's just like, they're just sitting there and they're like, crap, what do I do? Like
you're just a despair emoji.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is exactly what it is. And the other thing that I also want to point out about this game is, considering on how little gold Myriad mined, he almost had as much as Baltune.
Did he ever move out to the different gold ring? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He I don't think he fully mined that 4K. I think the arbitrage stopped him from actually mining it out.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Roos is a dumb civ. I absolutely love it, but there are times where even I'm like, yeah, guys, maybe we should look into this. Maybe we should consider whether or not that's okay.
No, I'm actually a little bit unsure about JD if she goes melee or ranged form in this Delhi matchup. I only have experience with this matchup as Delhi French, and in that case, you just end up going like it's just a bunch of cavalry just running all around the map, and you just like the first person to add spears kind of just like starts doing things, and you're never able as Delhi to really get any map control.
I want to point out that is how we described the last matchup, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, that's very fair, but that was before Pro Scout, so we are obviously going into Pro Scout this game, right? It's JD.
I mean it's JD, and it's also Delhi who gets it for free. So like, why wouldn't you? Which is completely fair. Also, we are in the game, and we do have Baltune playing as the yellow JD, and Myriad as the red Delhi. I do appreciate that these players have been very consistent with their color picks.
They were not in the first game.
I don't remember the first game. Everything is blended together. I just remember that the last 3 games have been the same colors, and I appreciate that.
That's fair.
What was the first game?
The first game was the game on Lipany. Business versus China.
Yeah, but it was the same colors then, wasn't it? No, it was purple. It was purple Byzantines. Anyway, whatever. Chad. I'm going slowly insane, and it's starting to show. So, anyway, we will continue on.
So, Dome of the Faith is still on the menu for Delhi. The nerf hit them a little bit, but they didn't hit them hard enough to be like, let's go Tower Victory.
Oh, yeah. No, it's... I remember looking at that nerf and being like, I acknowledge that it happened, but I don't care.
Yeah, the funny thing is, the only difference, which I've like noticeably noticed, is that you add an extra villager on gold, so you can permanently produce the scholars, and then once you get the mining upgrades, you just take it off again.
Oh, yeah. So cool, whatever.
Yep.
Like, I acknowledge that the nerf happened, but I don't care. Cool. Okay.
Fantastic, I know.
Yeah, it was a Very small thing. Honestly, yeah. I don't know, I felt like the nerfs to Delhi were very, very random this patch. Like, Madrasa just no longer gives the 3 scholars for some reason.
I mean, the biggest problem for Delhi has been like they just like show up in Imperial and then you're like, yeah, let me just get all of your upgrades at the same speed as you for free.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
And so, you know, hitting 3 scholars off of that Imperial, which, you know, could be the like at that point, it could be that those 3 scholars, most likely, if you have, say you have 15 scholars already, it's almost a minute and a half you're cutting off of Imperial upgrades.
Oh yeah, when you put it like that, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why you like just like screw these guys, right? It's also in theory it's potentially what 390 resources you get for free, right? If you look at it on the mosque. Of course, if you had the Dome of the Fates, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
See, as Townlast10 says, winner plays next. No, winner qualifies. I think that's the only reason that demo is playing this late.
I am shocked to see that Demu is still, you know, going at it. But
I mean, he wants to hang out with me, so it's understandable.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Why is Demu? How is Demu hanging out with you?
Why not?
But you're casting with me.
Yeah, but like in person.
I mean, he can. Never mind. Okay. My point is that if it wasn't a qualifier for a LAN, he would. I don't think he would be up this late because like the man is very much a. The man has his routine, you know.
The man has a child.
I mean, he also has that, but I will say the few times I get to catch Demu streams and his kid is just like being the agent of chaos that he is. I love it.
Papa. Poor Aster.
Poor Aster. Poor Demu for what that kid does to him sometimes.
Yeah, Egypt has to come through. Myriad. This is the thing, right? This is the change that has come through, right? Which is like you have 2 on gold, and you're not able to consistently produce these scholars. Given the fact that he remembers to produce the scholar. Drop off. And this is the cost, right? And Myriad. Oh, the charge went out. That actually might have saved it.
Oh my god.
The charge went out.
Why are you going back? What? Also, that knight's dead.
It's a dead knight. That was disaster for Myriad, but he was able to get out of it pretty damn well.
Yeah,
Come on, villagers, get in there. Yeah.
Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest!
Proud of you.
Yeah. Is Pro Scouts on the way, by the way?
Pro Scout is not on the way for Baltune. Already in.
Okay, so... Okay.
I think actually Myriad is just nervous, because the only thing I've seen is him actually is... He's remembered to queue Forestry, take it out and queue double broadaxe. He's finally started his eco upgrades.
Well, to be fair, he was kind of dealing with a little bit of a micro situation there.
Yeah, but you have so much extra time. Yeah. So, the answer to my question that I heard earlier in the game. Jeanne did go ranged.
I don't like that. I'm actually not a fan of range JD in general. Like, I think she's just so not tanky. And, yeah, like... Dunk.
Dunk.
Minus 100, or minus 250. Except Baltune doesn't have 250.
Yeah, you're not at that point in the game where JD is relevant. In terms of actually spending the gold on her. But yeah, no, this does actually give a lot of room for Myriad to actually be getting himself some time to actually be moving out and getting the sacred sites.
Yeah, no, this is This is a massive, massive, massive opening for. I mean, I can say massive even more, but this is a gigantic opening for Myriad. Not having to worry about JD because you can take fights that like. The big thing with JD is like you can take a fight that's good for you, but if JD gets enough experience out of it, it's no longer good for you, and that's not going to happen.
I can't remember who I discussed it with. I feel like this was when JD was released, so it's.
It might have been me, actually.
No. But one thing I was like discussing for a while is like JD should be getting she should be getting the XP after a fight.
Not during it?
No, after a fight. So like a fight finishes, she goes out of combat and then she receives all of the XP.
Oh, that's no, I don't know. I don't like that.
And then if she dies, she get half the XP that she gained.
I don't like that at all. I think it's very counterintuitive from the way like everything else plays.
Oh, for sure. I don't disagree with the counterintuitiveness. If it was a way of nerfing her back then, but she's in a decent spot now.
That's also fair. So I do want to point out that we haven't seen, while we have pro scouts on its way from Myriad, we don't have any scouts out of him. And
he has a bit left.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he has definitely been focusing on getting his like units out to take advantage of, which makes sense, especially after he just sniped JD, got a free knight and then got a free JD.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't blame him. I'm not saying I do, but the big thing is with everything that's happened, I kind of wonder whether or not Baltune is going to be able to pick up one of Myriad's deer packs.
Well, considering that one of them is already gone, the second should be gone soon. Doubt it. Knights are getting chased down, so Delhi is doing a pretty decent job here, and archers has been started to be added for Baltune as well. Needs to be careful not to lose them. And spears has been added for Myriad as well.
Right. Yeah, and Knight just falls over, which is... Oh no. Oh god.
JD is back now. Needs to be careful here. Actually add them to the control group with the archers. Fall back. Walls have actually been put up now fully. Or at least attempted here on one of the sacred sites. So that one should be secured up.
Yeah, this is looking pretty rough here for... This is looking really rough for Baltune. Honestly, this almost feels... This almost feels as bad for Baltune as it did for Myriad at the same point at like last game. Like he is very far behind. Like Delhi with 3 sacred sites, getting walls up on one of them. JD has died. The destroyed value is considerably, bro.
No, Myriad.
Bro.
Did you all army hotkey again?
No. Bro.
No, I didn't. Well, so...
It's not as bad as I thought it was, apparently, because the walls aren't finished.
We often talk about a gaping hole in the wall. But when there's no wall to have a gaping hole in...
Yeah.
I don't know where to go after that one too either. So it's fine.
It's a rough one. But we do see we do see Castle Age coming out of Myriad, going with the House of Learning, and we also see he does have pro scouts at this point. So like he doesn't he has a few scouts going, so like he's getting it in slowly, I think. I'm gonna ask a stupid question, and I know you're gonna tell me this is a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Why is House of Learning suddenly so much more popular than Compound of the Defender?
All of the unique upgrades, the tempo you get, and the combination of the buffs that... Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
So yeah, the combination
That
of
was-
actually getting
that-
all of the upgrades
That
is
oh, God.
really, really nice. You got to remember, like, House of Learning has some really sick attacks, right? You have +3 damage on all your knights. Elephants move 10% faster. Villagers carry +10, so you get double wheelbarrow for free.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, when it became more popular was when they added those techs. Because like they got rid of one of the techs in there and then like changed it a little and like added like some of the new ones.
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, and also like it's not that big of a deal anymore, but pikes is absolutely insane. Greedy Bull asks why don't you capture Sacred Site with JD? You can only capture Sacred Sites if you're castle. Also
Unless you're Delhi.
Unless you're Delhi.
Convert the wolf.
I mean, it's already on his side, so you need to convert it.
That's fair. Yeah, JD will be able to do that when she gets into Castle Age, but until then she is kind of stuck.
Yep.
Doing it the old-fashioned way, just decapping them. I know we were saying that this is really good for Myriad, but his army's gone. And that's not good.
It's no bueno.
And what are you guys doing?
Running away from the bear pack.
Oh, okay.
They managed to gather this amount of food. Royal Institute is going to be going up now as well. Gold in the bag is where it's scattered. I mean, yeah, you have 13 knights. And also, like, one of the things that is actually not mentioned is that all of the unique tech is in the guild hall. And the JD actually has a couple of unique tech that the French doesn't have. Mainly the Jeanne's companions, I think it is, where she does 25% more damage or something.
And there's also the tech where it's like it increases the effectiveness of the efficacy of consecration.
Yep. Yeah, that one too. And so in combination with having those cheaper, it's a really, really strong landmark to actually be able to get. Mainly because, well, it's cheaper, and yeah, let's quickly have a look at it. Yeah, you have companion equipment, that's what it's called.
Right.
Royal Bloodlines, obviously. So all cavalry gets 35% HP. In addition to that, you have the healing on JD, which is like, why not? And then yeah, you have companion equipment, which is absolutely insane, and ordnance company, which gives you gold reduction on all of your units as well, which is pretty mental when you consider it. And it's not that expensive either. Like if you just quickly glance at it, 105, 245. I think it's in the blacksmith by default. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You save a lot on these techs.
Yeah. So I feel like we kind of talked a strong game for Myriad and the way this matchup is normally played out as.
Why do you curse him? Why do you curse him, Drexels?
I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. JD should be pretty close to level 3 though, as well right now. It's kind of scary, all things considered, right? Night Mass is starting to be pumping up just a little bit. Soon going to be with that Royal Bloodline, so regardless of what fight you take now, it can only be Knights pretty much.
Yeah, we are definitely getting into the breaking point. Like, assuming that group of knights at the north side doesn't get cut off and killed, which, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Like, if that squad of knights right there just took massive damage for Baltune, like that would be one way for Myriad to be back in the game, but it didn't happen, and Myriad is really struggling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make excuses for him, but his spawn is really shit, all things considered, right? Like, he has nothing in the back, a single gold vein. That's the only thing he has in the back. That's like not his initial resource spawn, right? All the bears are forward, all the deer was forward, I think. Not that there's too much with Pro Scout, but it's still so much forward. There's nothing in the back.
No, I completely, no, you're completely correct. I think that really, like, what Myriad needs is a miracle. Which sounds really bad to say, but
He needs
it
elephants.
is. He needs. I mean, elephants are pretty miracle-y. And I do like elephants, and we're gonna ignore the wall. Stop looking at it.
I'm just saying that actually might be a small little lifeline that he actually does have with that wall. I think Baltune is like, oh yeah, okay, he sees the walls around it. He sees the wall, he tried to go here, his pathing was weird. Okay, sure, it's walled off completely.
Yeah. JD did level up, by the way.
Yeah. And riders as well, that's perfect. No spears out here needing to be countered.
You really need to wall this side. And I don't think it matters. Like, this fight begins, villagers are just dying left, right, and center. That was another 3, another 4, another 5. Oh my god. Yeah, there's just not enough here for Myriad, unfortunately. Like, he had a really strong start to the game, and unfortunately it just petered out.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to make it.
That is, on a positive note though, that is Baltune making it second place, losing to CSO yesterday. And today is able to make it through, beating out Myriad.
Yeah, no, like, I sound remorse just because of like how rough that game was, like how rough the last 2 games were for Myriad, because, or the last 3 games really for Myriad were, and like it definitely, like, it sucks, but big congrats to Baltune. Like, you know, managed to make a very good show, managed to do a very had a very good showing yesterday, had a very good showing today. Definitely, you know, did his best as it was to make it into, you know, did his best and earned his spot at the Garrison event next month.